Hey guys, Jax and Eleia here. Say hi.
Hi.
We're gonna make a treat today. It's called Wacky Cake or Crazy Cake, or it's also been called Depression Cake because it was invented during the Depression. The reason it's called Depression Cake is because back in those days, things were very scarce as far as ingredients go, so they had to really make the most of what they had. So there were no eggs, no butter, no milk in this recipe. And this has been passed down through the generations, and people make it all the time. We made it a few years ago. It's actually a really good cake despite not having the common ingredients that you come to know in a cake. So we're gonna make that for you today. It's all made in a square baking pan, an 8-inch baking pan. And you just mix it all in the pan that you're gonna bake it in. So it makes it really easy. So we're gonna start with 1.5 cups of flour. Eleia helped measure everything. Pour that in there. Okay, shake it around. And then 3 tablespoons of cocoa powder. And then 1 cup of sugar.
That's not 1 cup.
Yes, it is.
It is?
Mm-hmm. All right, hold on. Let's see. Yes, so in this one we put in the same bowl. Go ahead and pour that in there. That's 1 teaspoon of baking soda and 1/2 teaspoon of salt. All right, so we're gonna mix that around. You can do it.
I don't remember making this.
You were little. I think you were 2, maybe 3.
What do we add next?
So we read that recipe. What's next?
What then?
So we're gonna do something first. So just wait a second. There's kind of a science to this cake. So it's a really fun little experiment that you can do with your kiddos because of the science of it.
Which one is this? So I don't
Smell it and you tell me. Smell it. Does it smell like vinegar?
Yeah, but what about this?
So you gotta make sure.
What's that? There's that one.
That's water. You gotta make sure you get everything mixed really well. In a bowl, it's a little easier to do. But this kind of makes sure that you don't make a huge mess with everything to do it all in the one. And there's another reason you'll see here in a sec. It does make it a little harder to mix it and not get it everywhere because it's kind of a smaller container. You just gotta check your corners and make sure you don't have any like flour stuck in the corner. And check the sides. Okay, so now that's all done. Okay, so now we're gonna use mason jars to do the next thing. So you need to make 3 indentations, or what we call wells in the baking world. You're gonna make 2 small wells and 1 large. Yeah. So the large, you can use a large mason jar, and then the small ones, use a small mason jar. Okay, go ahead and do the other one, Eleia. Just right there is fine. Okay, yep. So in the first well, we're gonna pour the vinegar. Make sure you get it all in there. Not yet. The second well, you're gonna pour the vanilla. Make sure it's pure vanilla. And then the third well, you're gonna pour the oil. So it's vegetable oil. Yep. And
so
then,
does that mean that each piece will taste different?
No. So we're gonna, then we're gonna pour the water all over the whole thing.
Over the whole thing?
Mm-hmm.
All of it?
Yep. It's 1 cup of water over the entire thing. Okay, and now we're gonna carefully mix it until it's smooth. So one thing that Eleia is really excited about is once this batter is mixed, she can take her little spoon and taste it. I'm kind of gun shy about letting her do that when there's raw egg in there.
No, there's not.
But there's not, so you can.
The noise that it makes.
It's a gooey noise, huh? Are you getting chills? Cocoa powder by itself is not delicious.
That's good.
For real?
Mm-hmm.
You like that?
Mm-hmm.
So see how there's like some dry spots on the bottom? You gotta make sure that all gets incorporated. You will have a little bit of lumps, that's fine. You don't have to mix it to death, but make sure all the dry spots are pretty much mixed in and incorporated and smooth.
It's done.
Makes it a lot easier with a spatula because then you can kind of scrape the sides and see it. So don't use like a whisk or a spoon or anything. Just use the spatula so you can scrape it better.
Can I have some right when it's done?
After dinner.
What do I have for dinner?
Homemade bean with bacon soup.
Oh. Soup takes a long time to eat. Oh, man.
Soup takes a long time to eat. I didn't know that.
It depends
So
how much
something
you
I was,
give me.
yes, that's true. Something I was a little disappointed on is that we were gonna make a gluten-free version, but we actually don't have enough cocoa powder to make 2. So now I can't show you the result because I was going to actually show you the result of the cake by making the 2 because I'm not technologically advanced enough to loop videos together apparently. I know I could probably ask my oldest son to do it and he would figure it out for me. But I will post a picture, hold on, on the link that I post. I'll just post a picture in the comments on Facebook so you can see what it looks like. And we're gonna make like a homemade peanut butter chocolate frosting for this. It's super easy. It's got very little ingredients. It's not like a bunch of frosting, but you pour it over it when it's still liquidy. And then it kind of firms up once it sits there for a while.
Are we gonna make that in the video?
We're not gonna make the frosting in the video, but I will post the picture
Okay.
of it. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna give you this.
Mmm. Mmm. Can I have that whole thing?
All right, I'm gonna put this in the oven. And it goes in the oven at 350 for 35 minutes. All right, it's on, yep. And now it's baking. And I'll go ahead, like I said, post a picture of it later when it's done. Thanks for watching. Bye. Say bye, Eleia.
Bye.